Wagwan, beautiful people.
What's up, guys?
Welcome once again to another episode of Cooking with Nino. Now, today I'm going to be making a dish called Pastelon. Now, this is a dish that I fell in love with on my many trips to Dominican Republic, and it's also a dish that's consumed in Puerto Rico. They just love this down there in Puerto Rico. All right, so let's just jump right into this and get this process started. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be getting my garlic, give it a little smash on the board, and then start chopping it. I use roughly about 2 or 3 cloves of garlic for this dish. My next thing, I'm going to be chopping my celery, finely diced celery. Okay, use about 2 or 3 stalks. That'll be plenty for this dish. And then I'm going to be getting my thyme. You can use fresh thyme leaves or you can use dry thyme leaves. What I do is I try to remove the leaves off the stem. Then we're going to get our plantain ready. You can use both green and ripe plantain if you'd like. Just remove the ends, give them a slice, and you're going to be removing the skin off of them. Now, if they've got a little black spots on them, that's perfectly fine. That just means that they're a little riper than normal. So we give them a little cut, and we drop them in boiling water. We make sure our water is boiling hot, it's tumbling boil, and we add a little salt, maybe a pinch of salt to the water, just to retain the integrity. We're going to get our chili pepper. Now, again, remove the seeds because the seeds got all the heat. So we're going to remove all the seeds, and then we're going to chop our chili pepper. Oh, as they call it in Dominican Republic, picante. Nice and hot picante. Again, that is an option as to whether you want to add some heat to it or not. We'll have all the ingredients listed in the description below. So now we've got all our ingredients all chopped up and ready to go. Now let's go over it one more time. We've got our assortment of bell peppers all chopped up. We've got our onions, chopped garlic. We've got our chopped celery, our thyme leaves, and our picante, our chili pepper. We've got an assortment of peas and carrots. Our corn, we can't miss our corn. We've also got our plum tomatoes. So we're all set. We've got all our ingredients. We're all getting ready to put it all together. First thing we're going to do is we're going to get our frying pan on high heat and just put our ground beef in there. We're just kind of separate it a bit with a fork or a spoon just to get it all separated so we get it all fried up nicely. And this is where it's important to keep the burner at high heat so we can get a nice cook going on, nice sear on the ground beef. So as my ground beef continues to cook, I'm going to be chopping some parsley, to which I'm going to be adding to the dish as it moves along. So the ground beef is looking really good. It's nicely cooked. Now is when I'm going to be adding all my ingredients, starting off with my bell peppers. Then I'm going to be adding to that the onions, the chopped onions, and the diced and chopped up garlic. So you just got to add all your ingredients, your celery. And all this, again, is just a lot of flavor with my thyme leaf and my picante. This is just very aromatic. And last but certainly not least, I'm going to be adding in my chopped parsley. Now, still have some more ingredients, but we're just going to get these all sauteed, get them to know each other, talk to each other. You know how much I like to get food talking to each other. This is like a waltz. This is a really well-orchestrated dance. And now I'm going to start adding my seasoning. We'll start off by adding my seasoning salt. About a teaspoon of that. Then we add roughly about a teaspoon of black pepper. You can use white pepper if you have, but in this case, I'm going to be using black pepper. You know, we got to add that seasoning. And the seasoning, along with all the vegetables that's been added, it's just going to heighten the flavor. Everything is just going to be so intense and flavorful that you can smell that aroma from next door. And now I'm going to be adding to that my plum tomatoes. Now, I'm just scooping out the plum tomatoes in whole, and I'm going to be chopping them up. Also, you can also add a little bit of the liquid from the plum tomatoes because that's all a lot of juicy, nutritious flavoring stuff that's going on there. is the stage where I'm going to be adding my peas and my carrots as well as my corn to the dish and just get it all stirred up. Get the combination going there and look at those colors. The colors are absolutely lovely. So my plantains are all cooked. I'm ready to go. I'm going to be draining the water off the plantain, getting them ready to mash. And I've got my little potato masher. Now today it's going to be my plantain masher. Okay, so to the plantain, I'm going to be adding some butter. You can add as much butter as you want. I mean, I just get a slice of butter, and we're going to be mashing it up just like we would mashed potatoes. We're just going to be adding the ingredient, in this case, the butter, and we're just going to mash it, get it ready. And to that, I'm also going to be adding some black pepper as well as a pinch of salt. Okay, and I've a little variation here. I'm also adding some sour cream to this mixture. It's just going to heighten the flavor. And once you get the sour cream in, you just continue to mash it, continue to mix it till you get a really nice potatoey, mashed plantain type of consistency. So we're just trying to get the right consistency, and don't forget that this Pastelon this is my version. This is not by any means authentic. This is the Nino and Low version that's being prepared. And this, again, is their equivalent of a lasagna or even a shepherd's pie in some cases. So here's a little trick that I learned in the Dominican. It's just by adding some ice cold water to your plantain, because plantain tends to glue together very tight. And the ice cold water really loosens it up. And as you mash it away, the consistency get a lot more smooth and pliable and workable. So it's time to assemble this. Now we've got a nice rectangular glass dish, Pyrex dish. We're just going to be spreading our mashed plantain on the bottom, and we're just going to spread it out evenly, just like we would spread out our lasagna noodles, and in the case of the shepherd's pie, our mashed potatoes. We're just going to lay it all out. Okay, spread it out evenly. And to that, we're going to be adding our meat and vegetable mixture. Okay, that too, we're going to spread out evenly. We're going to ensure that every slice has a bite and that delicious goodness. And we're just going to dump everything in there and just use our spoon to spread it all out. And I'm going to be using a Tex-Mex, a mixture of cheddar and other variety of cheese in this case. However, most times you see people using mozzarella. This is the Nino version though. And we're going to take the remaining amount. Just going to spread that out on top and spread it out evenly. Now, cheese lovers, you're welcome to add a lot of cheese to this, be it Tex-Mex or mozzarella. You can add cheese to the top. I'm choosing not to add any additional cheese to the top, but instead I'm just going to be sprinkling over top some paprika just to add some color to it. I'm going to be setting my oven at 350 degrees, and I'm going to throw that pie into the oven, and I'm going to set it for about 20 to 25 minutes. Get a nice golden brown, nicely baked and ready to go. Look at that. So guys, we've made 3 variations with plantain today. And remember, it's not plantain, it's plantain. Okay, so we had the fried plantain before, then we made a tostoni with the green plantain, and now we have a pastelon. And this is a variation of a shepherd's pie, but instead of using potatoes, mashed potatoes, what we did was we used mashed plantain, as they call it in Dominican, mango. And I've got my amigo here, Edwin, my Dominican hombre, my familia, who's gonna taste test this with me. So let's see what you think, Edwin. I'm gonna take a taste. That's my hombre, my familia, Edwin. Real Dominican man. El pastelón está riquísimo. Oh, sí, mi amigo, sí. Sí, mi amigo. Mi amigo like the plantain. So, el pastelón. So, if you like, don't forget to share, subscribe, and we will see you on the next episode.